Thank you.
And it's not just the IRS and the FEC. Tonight, there's growing suspicion that the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, may also be targeting conservative groups. The House Oversight Committee now demanding documents from the SEC, too. Committee member Congressman Ron DeSantis joins us. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Greta.
All right, so what's up? I've seen this July 22nd letter where you make a demand of the SEC, the Honorable Mary Jo White, who's chairperson of the SEC, to comply with documents by July 29th. Well, I take it that didn't happen, right?
Well, no, it hasn't happened yet, but we do anticipate getting those documents because we're entitled to those documents. Here's the thing. You had all these career people in the SEC who were being asked to push this political speech angle. And they were like, look, this is not what we do. Go to the FEC, go to Congress. But when activists weren't having success for that, they were trying to go through the SEC. The SEC, mind you, they were being tasked with implementing Dodd-Frank, which is thousands and thousands of pages. And yet they were being pushed to kind of put that aside and to take up this issue of corporate political donations. And so it's very strange, and we think it's part of a broader effort connected with the IRS and with the FEC.
Well, I certainly want you to get to the bottom of it, but I think perhaps that you might, unless has the SEC complied with this letter or not, this July 22nd letter with the deadline July 29th. I take it the answer is no?
Yeah, I don't know. To my knowledge, they have not complied fully with the letter. But I haven't been in Washington since Friday. I received a briefing today with the staff, but it covered the broad issues of all three organizations.
I suspect, if I can be so bold to speak for the American people, is that as they listen to this, they feel like you're being gamed a little bit. So just like Congressman Jordan trying to get information on the IRS. This has been going on for months, and you're not getting the information. I mean, it's a little bit bizarre. I mean, these are important issues. I don't know what's going to happen on either end of them, whether you're right or you're wrong. But this whole pulling teeth to get information is an incredible waste of time. And there ought to be, you ought to get this information if you ask for it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we had Danny Werfel come in. He took 30 days to look at the IRS, and then he said, oh, well, no intentional misconduct there. Really? I mean, this is something that happened over years and years. You had a lengthy IG investigation. So there has been a lot of pushback from the bureaucracy and from the administration, but they're just trying to protect their own interests. So we just have to be diligent. It is like pulling teeth. We do get the runaround. I mean, we have the subpoena power, but it's very difficult to, always enforce that timely. So we just have to be diligent, and we are going to be diligent. We have patience, and we think the American people deserve the truth.
I don't think the American people have much patience left on them. I don't know. Maybe they do. But the message that I think that these agencies are getting from the president down is that this is, quote, a phony investigation or phony scandal. As a consequence, I don't think they're giving you the respect to the investigation that's due as an oversight of the agency. But you have this old-fashioned thing called subpoena. And everybody could be here in Washington today, and you can issue a subpoena, and that information would arrive at your doorstep, by tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. I mean, if you really want to put your, the pedal to the metal on this, you can, but you're going to have to up it. You're going to have to use subpoenas.
Well, I agree, and I think even more than that, with Lois Lerner, she hasn't provided any information. We think she waived her Fifth Amendment right. I would certainly be in favor of calling her back, and if she continues to refuse to answer questions, holding her in contempt of the Congress. I think that would absolutely be appropriate because of lack of information.
What takes so long? I mean, this has been going on and on and on. Why does it go week and month? And what's up with this?
Well, so when we do the hearings, we have a lot of staffers on the committee who are getting documents, conducting interviews, and so the idea is to kind of build a lot of evidence and then being able to bring it to the American people. But I'm with you on the Lois Lerner thing. I mean, her name keeps popping up. I would certainly love to see some resolution there. It's not my call. I'm just a member of the committee. But I think her hands have been in so many different things that she really needs to be held accountable.
And I think if the president said to his two agencies, or to the SEC, the FEC, and the IRS, to cooperate now and right away, rather than calling it phony, that it wouldn't be like it's an uphill battle for something, by the way, you're obligated to do as providing oversight of these agencies. But the president could help on this.
Well, he absolutely could, and he's made his position clear. He doesn't think that this is something that he should have to deal with. His Attorney General, Mr. Holder, has not been very zealous in dealing with the misconduct in the IRS. And so that's the position that we find ourselves in. But it's helpful to have the American people asking for answers. That puts pressure on some of these folks who are in power.
Well, Congressman, thank you, sir. And I hope the American people demand answers so we can move this fast and find out what did or did not happen and move on. But we need cooperation from the administration on this. Thank you, sir.